Says we good up there. Just check it real quick.
Upcoming.
Yeah, it always say that, and I don't know why it take forever.
Yeah, it's just saying upcoming. But it's saying right there live.
Hey, we should be good though.
There you go.
But all right, Shalom. We're the brothers of Great Millstone, a branch out of Des Moines. First and foremost, we would like to give all praises, honor, glory to
Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Yahweh
Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash.
Kodash.
Double honors to our apostles and other bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers who preach the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. And you can see the title of the lesson is entitled "There's Always Room for Improvement." And it's inspired through the Holy Spirit. Yesterday we had a couple of the bros, myself and a couple of the bros, did a lesson entitled "You Should Have Count the Cost." We were speaking on a certain situations and different things that happen throughout our walk, and how we shouldn't allow those things to affect us, man. I just wanted to put forth this lesson through the Spirit, because even though at times we might allow distractions to knock us off the course, or certain things might hinder our walk temporarily, but there's always room for improvement, man. And I wanted to start with Philippians. Can we start with Philippians, the 3rd chapter, where Paul says that yeah, but can you start up where it says count all things lost, Baba Kusha?
This is Philippians chapter 3. Philippians chapter 3, and I'll start at verse 8. I'll start at verse 7. It says, "But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Mashiach Yahushai."
Right. So, before we came into the faith, we probably thought certain things was gain, whether we had a profitable job, or whether you had a quote unquote good woman, or, you had a family life and all these different things, man. Whatever those things might have been. Coming into this faith, we understand through the sacrifice that Yahushai made for us, man. It's like, look, all that is worthless now.
It's dumb.
Understanding what Yahushua did for us, man, in order for us to know the things that we know, for us to be in a position that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, when we pray, bro, the Heavenly Father hear our prayers, man. James, the 1st chapter says, "Let them pray unto the Most High, that they give it liberally and upbraideth not." He said, what son asks a father? He said, you being evil, you being in this wicked flesh, know how to give unto your children good gifts. How much more the righteous Father, man? So if we cry out to Yahweh Basham Yahushai for spiritual gifts, man, if we pray for concentration, if we pray for to remove the distractions out our way and these different things, to better us in our walk, so that we can be better servants for Yahweh Basham Yahushai, why wouldn't he perform these things, man?
Right.
He hears these things, right? So everything else, man, none of that matters, man. It's all secondary. Not to say that you say F your family or your wife or your job. No. Those things become secondary,
Yeah.
What you got it, bro?
It says that he that loveth his father, his mother, his
Yep.
wife, his children, even
just
his
about
own
it.
life also more than me, cannot be my disciple, man. So if anything that's not going parallel to the will of Yahweh Basham Yahushai, you gotta let it go, man. Remember Lot's wife, man. She wasn't going in the right direction. And if you follow after anything, it could be a woman, it could be anything that's going contrary to us getting the fuck up out of Sodom and Gomorrah, then you let that shit go. He had to let that bitch go at that time.
Yep,
man.
yep. Well, just to back you up, it says, he that put his hand to the plow and looketh back is not fit for the kingdom of the Heavenly Father, man. And you mentioned what Yahushua said, remembers Lot's wife.
Yeah.
Well, what did she do? When you read that in the book of Genesis, it says that she looked back. And when you go into that word look back in the Hebrew, is what?
Nabat.
It's the Hebrew word nabat, which means to regard with care. So she looked back upon Sodom with care.
She had pleasure in that fucking sodomite fucking hellhole.
You see?
Man.
So whatever we have in this present evil world, bro, we can't look back on it with care, man, with pleasure.
Yeah.
It says that this is not our rest.
Yeah.
Technically, man, just nothing here belongs to us, man.
This life is rented.
Like, yeah, it's your soul, your own soul that's borrowed.
Yeah.
But your woman that you call your woman right now, she don't belong to you, man.
She literally don't belong to you. She had another nigga before you, and even if she's a virgin, we strangers and pilgrims on this.
Yeah,
man.
your children don't belong to you, man.
They literally belong to the state. Birth certificate.
Yeah. So nothing we have here is ours.
Fuck this.
So we looking for a place where we can have our own possessions, man. That's why it says here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. Now that's not saying that brothers don't love their children, love your wives, and brothers it's not saying that, man.
Man, we building the ark.
It's talking about a priority, man. Where our focus at, man? That's why the brother quoted, it says, he that forsaken father, mother,
house,
children, houses, lands, and it says what? Yea, in his own life also, man. So that means we lose sight of our own self-interest. Oh, I had aspirations to do this and to do that and to do, man, to hell with all that, man.
Fucking high value man in this world.
You know? Yahweh Basham Yahushua told me to be content with my daily bread,
That's
man,
right, man.
and focus upon what? His will.
Right.
So he called me to do what? To teach. He called me to go out to the highways and hedges. He called me to be an example. He called me to be an overseer. So what should be my mentality, man? What's my priority, man?
Yeah, what we reading.
You know? So that's how we moving, man. And anybody that's not moving the way we moving, man, then kindly exit stage left, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Philippians 3:8, yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
He said, I count all that loss just for the knowledge, man.
Nada.
Because the knowledge is wisdom, is what brings to a kingdom. So he said, I count all that what I thought was gain, which when you read it in this context, what he literally was speaking about was the his reputation that he built.
Yeah.
You know, but we applied it in the spirit, man. You know, whatever the hell we had, you could have had a reputation. You could have been a ladies' man. You could have been individual in your town.
Future.
Yeah, you could have been an individual in your town where, you know,
this nigga was gonna be successful.
Yeah, everybody looked up to you, man. Everybody knew you and all that shit, man. Fuck all that, man.
Come on, man. We not in fucking high school no more.
All that is done. All that is counted loss. You see? Go ahead, bro.
And I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahweh Shai, my Lord.
Just for this knowledge, man.
Excellency.
You know? Just for this knowledge. Just to be able... I lost all that shit, man. I forsooken all that shit just to know what I know.
Right.
This is what Paul is telling us, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
How can I lose what's not mine, man? If it belonged to me, it's gonna be mine. Lord's will, my children. Lord's will, our children. Lot, his children were saved.
Right. Yep.
You know, Noah, his children were saved, man. But they was folk. Look, if his children turned back, he wasn't gonna turn back with them. You seen what happened to it? You heard what happened to the last security guard? The woman turned back.
Yeah.
He didn't turn back with her ass. If them daughters want to stay with the men that they was promised to, all right, and because he told those men to get the fuck out of Dodge, to get the fuck out of Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, they stayed.
Yeah, they thought he was mocking, talking shit, joking.
And look what happened to their ass, man. What if his daughters wanted to stay with them? Lot would have still got the fuck up out of there, man.
Yeah. Well,
they followed him because they was of his house and they was joined to him. So the Lord delivered them from the fire. That's our focus, getting delivered from the fire. So like it up.
No, 1 Corinthians, I believe it's 7, if I'm not mistaken. But
they have wives, be it though they have.
It's I believe it's that same chapter, but further up, Paul said that if the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband and vice versa, and then as you continue to read, he says, "What? Who knoweth, O man, if thou wilt save thy wife? Who knoweth, O wife, if your husband will be saved?" Right. So I'm just saying all that to say this, man. You worried about cleaving to a woman, or you worried about whether your children gonna be saved or not, bro? Focus on yourself, man. Because focusing on yourself will
it'll save everything that you trying to hold on to. Your family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of all, it's gonna save you and your family, man. So same with the example is Noah. The Noah, he stayed focused on building that ark, man. And he had a family. I'm sure he had situations that he was going through.
Not home
but
enough.
You know what I'm saying? But he stayed doing what the Lord wanted him to do, man. He kept his eyes on the prize because he knew that this was what he was doing is what was gonna save them later. Now they can appreciate what Noah did. Like, man, they was in that ark. Like, man, you know, it's the same with us now, man. We have to keep our eyes on the prize and know what's our priority is, man, and not allowing nothing or no one or not even yourself to take you away from those things, you know.
Yeah.
If I can read this real quick, this is the book of James 5. I'm gonna start at 10. It says, "Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering affliction and of patience." Now, what happened with Ezekiel, man?
Took his wife.
The Lord took his wife and told him not to mourn, not to cry.
Said the woman that he loves, right?
How did he say it? The beauty of thy eye.
Yeah, the beauty of thy eye.
Something I forgot how the Lord exactly worded it, man. You know, but Ezekiel had to keep pushing, man. He had to keep prophesying. He had to do his duty as a prophet, and we take our brethren, the prophets, as an example, man. So these different things is going to show forth themselves in our walk. This is the point that I want to get. Verse 11. "Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy," man. And I wanted to pull this out because James mentioned Job. Now, what happened within Job's walk? The desire of thine eyes, the water, brother. That's the yep. That's yep. Yep. But James mentioned Job. Why? Because we all read, or we should have read, the book of Job, right? So we're all familiar with Job's story, man. And what happened? And what happened? Yeah. If not, man, it's a perfect read, man. But when you read that, man, it said Job, he went and sacrificed for his children just in case that they sinned against the Lord, right? So he was like, look, just in case my children did some type of whoop the bam, I'm gonna sacrifice for them. What did the Lord end up doing anyway? Those children died, man. But see, that was all a part of Job's test, right? And it says all and with all that happened to Job, he didn't sin with his lips. But when we go to the end of Job's story, what happened? It says that he was able to see his children to the third generation.
Yeah.
So that means those children that he lost, he's seen those children come back. And that's the patient that see this. Job is our story, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Job obviously loved his children. He sacrificed for them.
Mm.
You see? But once the Lord was like, nope. He kept his integrity and he received those children back again. So Lord's will, the Lord deliver our household. But if not, now what?
So I'll maintain my ways before him.
You love your woman. Okay, the Lord take the woman now. Either he take her off the earth or he put the spirit, a reprobate spirit on her to leave. Now what? Take your children with him. Now what?
You gonna fucking chase the bitch around Sodom and Gomorrah?
You lose your job. Now what? You see? All these different things, man. Is there, how can I say it, man? I just quote the precept. It said that the trial of our faith being much more precious than gold.
That parachute.
You know?
Yeah, that's a spirit. I did a video earlier this week entitled Faith Comes with Trials. You can't have one without another. You say you got faith, you say you believe. Well, that has to be shown in trials. That's when it's shown. You can say you believe when shit's cool. It says a friend is born for adversity. So when the adversity comes, that's when you really see if you down or not, man.
Yep. Jake loud as hell at camp.
Want to talk and shit.
Quick to put this point, that point, reading precepts. But see, that's the book of Job, man. You know, there's a precept in Job. I'm not sure exactly where it's at, but it says that is this not your hope? You know, here it is. You have strengthened the hands of many that was feeble. You strengthened the weak hands and the feeble knees. But when it come upon you, you faint. When it touch you, now all of a sudden you all weary and shit, man. Keep in mind, and we read it yesterday in our lesson. It says that we are comforted with the same comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted. I butchered that, man. I'm roughly paraphrasing that. We all got these same words, man. I had mentioned yesterday in the lesson, bro. My book ain't different than his brother book.
Got the same precept.
We all got the same words, man. You know, and these words should comfort each and every last one of us, man.
My affliction.
And when we're comforted, what did the Yahweh Shah tell Peter? when thou art converted,
convert thy
strengthen thy brethren,
Yep.
man.
Yep, strengthen thy brethren. Yep.
So once the spirit of comfort comes upon us through our situation, then we supposed to what?
Exhort.
Comfort the next man. That's our job, man. That's enduring all things for the elect's sake. You know, and once again, there's always time for room for improvement, man.
Paul was catching all type of hell, man. I've been reading the letters. Paul been catching all type of hell. He says, what? These things happen to me for your furtherance in the gospel, man.
Yeah.
You may be bold.
That's Philippians, the 1st chapter.
That you may be bold, man. Man, we supposed to catch hell. My son, Sirach 2, all-purpose chapter. When you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. Make not haste in a time of trouble. Cleave unto him, depart not, and be increased in your latter end. Cleave unto him, man. That's where the strength is at. You can't go further away from the strength, from the power source when you feeling weak, when you feeling low. You know?
You keep going in that Philippians book, sir?
Philippians chapter 3 and verse 8. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushua my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things.
All things, man. You know? And keep in mind, certain things might be still in our possession, for lack of a better word, but it's on the altar. So that means it's lost. If we're presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice, then that means everything that's attached to us, you know, it's just Satan. But just imagine if when the Lord came to Abraham and said, yeah, sacrifice Isaac. Nope, that's off the table. We you free to that.
Right.
Like, nah, man. The way Abraham reasoned, and Yahushua, right? He spoke about the faith of Abraham, man.
Yeah.
Paul spoke about the faith of Abraham, man. It says we are all children. How's it worded? And they that are of faith are the children of Abraham, man. I'm roughly paraphrasing that Galatians.
Yeah.
But the way Abraham reasoned, when the Lord told him to put Isaac on the altar, man, he didn't say, well, Lord, this is the son of the promise. You said that the promise will be fulfilled through him. My seed will be multiplied through him. How you gonna do that if I kill him? He didn't ask that. He didn't second guess it. It said what? It says that he was persuaded that the Lord was able to raise him up if he did what the Lord told him to do, man.
He did.
You see? That's how he reasoned, man. He didn't second guess the Lord. He didn't doubt him. He didn't switch up. The Lord said it, and he stood on it. And that's being built on a rock. That's the same things that we must be built upon today, man.
That's right.
These precepts are stones. These precepts are building blocks.
Yeah.
And each precept, right, elevates us, man. You know?
Yep. The elder already on the side. You did a video last night posted in the group, man. Each level, we on the elevator, man. We on the elevator. You know, I'm roughly paraphrasing his analogy, but we on the elevator, man.
Yeah, I seen this title.
Yeah.
It comes with bigger demons.
It comes with each level comes with a bigger demon, just like on Mario.
Which means a tougher tribulation, man.
Yeah, it's a tougher battle, just like on Mario, bro. You gotta fight, nigga. You gotta jump over more shit on the second level. The third level, nigga, you gotta fucking dodge them bullets, you know, them Goombas and shit. Okay, each level gets harder and harder, but we believe, and when you first start out, when you first get on the elevator, you got all type of shit on the elevator with you. You know, when you go on vacation or some shit, you got all your luggage and you got the dolly and shit, all types. Each level where you stop, you got to take some shit off. You got to take shit off at each level, man. But you know that by the time you get to the top, everything that you ever wanted is waiting there, man. Everlasting life is waiting. Everything that you had to lose to get, you know, to the top floor is all waiting for us there, man. But back in that Philippians chapter 3 and verse 9, it says, and he found and be found. Let me read 8 again. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Mashiach Yahushua my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Mashiach Yahushua.
Man, who goes back and look? Who's, you know, once you flush the toilet, man, you like, oh no, let me
bring that shit back.
It's gone.
You know, bro, it's gone, bro. You know, So all these things, man, is counted as dung. Like, listen to what Paul is telling us. Now you're gonna call the city, man. You know, you digging in your front yard and shit, man, or the septic tank. You ain't looking back for that. You know, I'm being funny with it, but you know, you ain't looking back for that, man.
That's the analogy he used.
Go ahead.
Verse 9, it says, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness.
Not leaning to my own understanding or what I think is right. Go ahead.
Which is of the law, but that which is through the faith of Mashiach, the righteousness which is of Yahweh by faith.
Mm-hmm.
That I may know, because when you read it in this context, he was telling you it's not all about the law, man.
Yeah.
Like they was trying to make it seem that they was, you know, he was like, man, if anyone want to boast, I'm a Hebrew of the Hebrews, Pharisee of the Pharisees, man. Concerning the law, was circumcised on the 8th day. If you want to take it there, we could take it there. If any man should boast. But then now that we read this 9th verse, he says it's not about that, man. Real righteousness is about the faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's what the Lord, that's what we're being graded on. And that test that that video I did through the Spirit earlier this week, man, the final test is going to be graded on faith, man. All right, you may not know the exact date, you know what I'm saying, of you know, when Ish people was converting to Judaism. You know what I'm saying? You might not know that. You're not going to be graded on that, you know, that trivia to the T. We're going to be graded off of faith. It says the hour of temptation that cometh upon the whole world to what? To try them. To try what? To try the faith, man. Sirach, the 2nd chapter. It said, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, showing you what? That this is a path of suffering, man. And the sooner we accept it, the easier it'll be. All right, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer, for the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Be faithful unto death. You could die in this, man, and you fucking, I'm just be real. You fucking getting depressed over some shit. I'm not saying that I'm, man, shit's hard out here. But what keeps me going is the work, man. You got to do the work. That's the only thing that really makes you feel better.
Faith.
Yeah. Faith, which is driven, the works is driven off of faith, man. All right. It says, in the book of 2 Ezra, the 9th chapter, it says, they shall be delivered from the said perils by their faith, whereby they have believed. Roughly paraphrasing, but anyways.
Yeah, it says in Psalms 27, I had fainted. It said I would have fainted unless I believed to see the Lord in the land of the living, man. So faith is what allows us to persevere, man. It's because we believe on these stones, these building blocks, man. It's these precepts. You know, this is what comforts, man.
Yep.
And if these precepts not comforting you,
nothing will.
You know?
Yeah, it's scary. You need to fast. Verse 10, it says that I may know him in the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his sufferings.
Man, he said that I may know him. Who? Yahweh Shai. Read that part again. It says that I may know him. Go ahead.
That I may know him.
In
the power of his resurrection.
In the power of his resurrection. Go ahead.
And the fellowship of his sufferings.
And the fellowship of his sufferings. He said that I may know these things, bro. So all that I counted lost so I can know this. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Being made conformable unto his death.
We are crucified with Yahweh Shai, man.
Die daily.
This is what this means. If we're looking forward to reigning with Yahweh Shai, that means we got to suffer with him.
Suffer if you want the glory.
And that suffering is going to come in all its forms, man. Women, children, jobs, financial stability, own thoughts in your mind, you doubting yourself, ailments and afflictions in the body, all that shit, man. You know? But faith is what? Through faith, it's like, no, I believe in these precepts. I like to go into that word. The first person I ever go into that word trembling was Apostle Tahar, man. And I was wooed from the point when he went, bro, you go into that in the book of Philippians where it says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. When you go into that Greek word for trembling, like the brother said, is tromos. One of the definitions is, it says, doubting your ability to meet all requirements, but religiously doing your utmost to perform them. You see? That's why in the book of 1 John, man, John wrote unto us and said, look, if we condemn ourselves, the Most High is greater than our hearts. That's faith right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? King David said, am I the manner of men, O Lord? Nevertheless, perform your will.
Yeah. And our faith is supposed to be a shield to not allow any of those things to enter in. Them, like the brother mentioned.
To affect us.
Exactly, man. It should.
Because we gonna have those thoughts, you know, we gonna have those, you know.
Come. Yep, them thoughts gonna come, man. But we gotta, rebuke them thoughts. Don't allow it to enter into us and just entertain that shit and let it overtake you, man.
Take control of it.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're here for, man. It's a fight. It's a battle. You can't let. Man, I got a lesson in the Rolodex. It's a fight, man. When you're in a fight, you gotta keep your guard up, man. You just letting this motherfucker, and you can't focus on the niggas in the crowd. All right, this opponent in front of you will sleep you. This nigga in front of you will put you out.
Yeah, you in a fight, but the niggas, here it is, you in the ring, but you listening to these niggas on the side. You a bum.
Yeah.
You can't fight.
Right.
And then all of a sudden that shit in your head. Here it is, you in the ring. He finna knock you out. You a bum.
Right.
And you letting all that outside noise affect how you perform in the ring, man.
Yeah. Now you looking in the crowd and shit.
Right.
What did you say to me?
Getting all emotional.
Yeah.
I'm a bum. Bro, fuck what those people gotta say, man.
You got a nigga in front of you.
Yeah, and them outside voices could be, your wife, you know what I'm saying? Your family, your friends, you know what I'm saying? Them outsiders that you, they ain't in the fight, you know what I'm saying? They not even
don't know nothing about the fight.
Nah.
You know?
You winning. You really winning, and they don't even know what the fuck is going on, man.
You know?
Coaching you to do some dumb shit, man.
What that nigga Rick Ross say, man? She wasn't with me shooting in the gym. They don't know nothing about the preparation that you went through. They don't know nothing about the sweat, the tears, the energy, the time, the effort that you put in, man.
The game plan.
They don't know nothing about that, man. You know? But they'll call you a bum. But they'll say you can't fight. To hell with them people, man.
Yeah.
And then a lot of these motherfuckers that go to them fights, bro, they don't know how to fucking fight.
They don't know how to fight.
Right.
Niggas they looking for a knockout, man.
Right.
Man, this is a boring ass fight, man. Knock him out. But here, look at the defense. Look how he slipped that punch. You know, look at the point, bro. He out pointing this nigga, bro. Fuck a nigga. He
Sweet science.
Yeah, he punching him up. And
Floyd was running. That nigga, bro.
Like they don't know what a real fight is, man. They don't know the intricacies and
they in the crowd for a reason, man. You in the fight, you in the battle, man. Fuck the crowd.
They looking to be entertained.
Yep. Yeah. They want you to get knocked out. They want to see blood everywhere. They want you to get hurt. No, you fight smart. You know, and that's why Tank said to Ryan, don't bring your daughter. Don't bring your daughter. You don't want that distraction in the crowd, man. You can't think about that shit when you in the battle. Nigga Lorenz Tate said it.
Yep.
All right. When he was talking to
Chris Rock. Chris Tucker.
I just said that because Jake asked when we screened his lesson. He said the movie Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Tucker. He was talking to Chris Tucker.
Like, Dead Presidents.
Dead Presidents. He's like, man, this is war, man. We read it in our lesson the other day. 2 Timothy says, don't get entangled with the affairs in this world. To get entangled means to get you wrapped up in it.
Caught
man.
up.
We deal with the world we got to. That Corinthians use the world, don't abuse it. We gotta go to work. We gotta deal with our family. We feed our children, man. We fucking gotta pay bills. You might have to show up for court. You might have gotta go to the DOT. You might have to do whatever the fuck you gotta do. We do all those different things, but the real business is what we doing right now, man. This is the real focus. This is the real business. This was gonna fix everything. All the shit motherfuckers is talking, you continue doing this, they gonna get shut the fuck up, man.
Yep.
All right? And all the problems that you got is gonna be done away with. Everything that's overwhelming you, we stick to this, all of that wiped out, man. No more pain, no more suffering, no more death, no more sorrow. This gotta be our hope, man. All right? This gotta be our hope. This gotta be our faith. Otherwise, if you ain't got faith, you ain't got nothing, man. Oh, even Paul said, he said, man, if I have all the prophecies, I know all the breakdowns. If I have not faith and charity, all right, or he really said charity, man. All right.
I got one for you real quick.
Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Peter 3. I'm going to start at 15. It says, but sanctify the Lord power in your hearts and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. Having a good conscience, that's talking about the mind, that whereas they speak evil of you as evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in Yahawashi, man.
Yeah.
You see, so while they talking shit and saying you ain't this and you ain't that and who up the bam, they're going to be ashamed when our Lord Yahawashi reveals who his true men are, man.
This is he whom we had sometime in derision.
You know, so to hell with this outside noise, man. You know, but you got it back, bro.
Back in that Philippians chapter 3 and verse 10, verse 11, it says, if by any means I might attain unto the resurrection of the dead, not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Mashiach Yahawashi.
Right. So the Lord has apprehended us. He has snatched us up. He has
darkness.
brought us to do a work. In Lord's will, we're able to perform that work in order to apprehend the reward for doing it.
Yeah.
This is what Paul is saying. He's saying Yahawashi took me and put me in place, you know, put me into the work so that I can get a reward for the work that I'm doing, man.
Yeah, this is our purpose, man. And nothing,
right.
This is our purpose on earth, man. To serve the Lord, you know what I'm saying, to the best of our ability, to do the things that are pleasing unto him. You know what I'm saying? We're not here to be comfortable in this place.
Yeah.
Have a happy wife. What they say, a happy wife is
happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life. All that shit, man. Nah, man. Hey, we're here to serve the Lord, and we know that it's not our rest, man. We want the kingdom, man, so that we could have all these things in abundance, man. You know, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna have families and the kids, you know, but you know, the brothers, we're gonna have it all in the kingdom, man.
Yep.
So let this shit go right now, man.
But that's faith, though. Like you said, we gonna have that all in the kingdom. That's faith to believe that, man.
Yeah.
You know,
man, faith is a gift, man. Hey, the water for the gift that the Lord gave us, this faith, man. Cause the other people, we look crazy, man. But shit, these motherfuckers is the ones that's crazy. The people of this world is fucking, they lost in the sauce.
Yeah. Like think about that, man. There, you guys bucking out, bro. There's individuals amongst us who don't see the kingdom, bro. They don't believe that, Pop. They don't believe what it says. A small one shall become a thousand, a little one a great nation. They don't believe these things, man.
The Lord will hasten this time.
That the streets gonna be paved in gold, man. The Lord gonna wipe away all tears from our eyes. There should be no more sorrow, no more death, man.
Yes.
No more pain. For the former things are past. New things do I declare.
There's individuals, they read these things, man, but they don't believe these things, man.
No effect.
Wow, that's crazy.
Not being mingled with faith.
Man, if you don't believe it at this point, you might as well go back to the world, man. Shit, ain't no need to what they say, straddling the fence.
That's lukewarm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be all in, man. Shit, fuck all that, man. The hell with this world and everything in it, man. This shit is about to come to an end. And you know what I'm saying? The beginning of the kingdom is about to come, man. That's what we fighting for, man. That's what we got to continue to fight for.
Yep.
And endure to the end. That's it, man. And we at the end.
Yeah.
So why allow anything to distract us, to turn back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's being built now.
Yeah.
Daniel 2:44 says, in the days of these kings, what kings is that talking about, man? Was that talking about ancient Babylon?
Fucking yeah.
Was that talking about the Persians and the Medes? Like, what was that talking about, man? It's talking about today. In the days of these kings, we in the toes, man. The iron mixed with clay. We see that these nations are divided on all fronts, man.
You see, stone is coming.
So it says, in the days of these kings will the Most High establish a kingdom. This is what we're a part of, man. This is what we're witnessing. You know? The Lord has called us to be builders to that, man. But we focused on other shit, man. Hey, just like during the time of Nehemiah and Ezra, when we were building the walls, man, it says the people had a mind to the work.
Woo.
How much more so now, man?
Yeah. Haggai said, man, shall you lay in your sealed houses while my house lay waste?
Yep.
So that means, man, you all comfortable all in your fucking with this fucking life. This shit is temporary.
Yeah, you worried about all this other shit that's going on while
there's work to be done.
The Lord's house is laying waste, man.
The brother quoted earlier, no man that put his hand to the plow and looketh back is fit for the kingdom, man. Paul said, woe unto me if I preach not the gospel. All right. But if we do it willingly, there's a ineffable reward.
Yes.
Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13, it says, brethren, I count not myself to have, I read that. Verse 14, it says, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh.
Yep.
In Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
So that word press, man, when you go into it, it means to exert strength, energy, you know? So it's an effort that we putting into this, man. We ain't just fucking dragging knuckles and just going through the motions, man. Like, no, this is actual effort and energy we put into this, man.
Yep.
Against all what? The distractions, the afflictions, against, what's the word I'm looking for, man? When something pushing against you. Resistance. You know? Against all, bro, this whole world, our own flesh is a resistance, man. You know?
That's how you know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and all these other outside fucking influences and all this bullshit, man, it's all resistance. And we're pushing through all that shit, man. And the moment you stop pushing, man, your ass gonna get conquered.
You're gonna fucking go with the resistance. You're gonna fucking get wiped away.
The scripture says, man, we are more than conquerors through him that loved us, man. So through Yahweh Shai, man, this shit a cakewalk through Yahweh Shai, man.
I can do all things through Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
And it's hard as hell, but I hope, brothers understand what I'm saying, man.
We fucking hate this shit just as much as the next man, but we still gotta read.
The Lord said, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light." You know, the commandments of the Lord is not grievous, man. The Lord ain't you know.
Philippians 3 and 15.
Like we mentioned yesterday, bro. The Lord ain't tell us to put our son on the altar, bro. I'm talking about physically. Imagine that, man.
Yeah.
Look at what the Lord put our forefathers through, man.
Judith said it.
Take your ass to the zoo and all of a sudden somebody just randomly throw your ass in the lion's den. Or a big ass furnace. Bro. Somebody lock you in a furnace, man, and cut the motherfucker on.
Dungeons.
Or a pit. Jeremiah was in the miry pit, man. Yeah. Sinking.
Fucking sinkhole. Or the belly of the beast.
Oh yeah, a whole goddamn sea creature swallow you, bro.
Big ass sea creature. Spooky thing.
The Lord ain't putting us through what our forefathers went through, man.
You're right.
We have not yet resisted unto blood, man.
Yep.
But that's the thing, in our mind, we gotta be prepared to go through whatever.
We gotta be prepared for a sea creature to swallow our ass up, man.
We gotta be prepared.
We gotta be prepared to go into the lion's den.
All that.
We gotta be prepared to go into the furnace.
To lose anything.
Right.
To lose anything, man.
It's that Micah, man. It says, how shall I come before the Lord? Shall I bring my firstborn, the fruit of my loins? Shall I bring 1,000 oils, 1,000 rivers of oil? Roughly paraphrasing. Yeah. It says, the Lord have showed thee, O man, what is good and what the Lord require of us, man. I'm roughly paraphrasing the Micah, man. To serve him in the midst of all resistance and affliction and tribulation, man. Because that's how he proves a friend. You know? A friend is not known in prosperity. A friend is known in adversity. And through all the adversity we going through, man, if we still abiding fast and strong to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, that shows forth, you know, our sincerity, man.
Mm-hmm.
When you read that 1 Peter 1 and 7 in the NLT, it says that these trials test your faith to prove that you are genuine.
Woo. True.
So when we go through all these different things that's tailor-made to our walk, man, and we trust in these precepts, no matter what type of hell and affliction and sufferings we going through, man, we resort back to the book, and then that book brings us a comfort and it ease our spirit no matter what we going through, man.
That's powerful.
That shows the strength of the Lord in us, man. And that right there should increase brothers' confidence.
That's powerful.
You know? But you got it, bro.
This is back in that Philippians chapter 3 and verse 15. Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded.
Read the verse up again.
Verse 14. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh in Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
Mm-hmm.
And that word mark is like pretty much passing the finish line, man. We trying to cross the finish line. Okay? This is a race. All right? If you running a race, you booking it to win, to what? To pass that mark, to pass the finish line, man.
Right.
To get the prize.
Yep. And you ain't looking back. You ain't worried about nothing. You just worried about hitting that finish line, man. You know what I'm saying? Obstacles, on some of them, you got to jump over hurdles and stuff. You got to jump over these things and keep it moving, man. Just keep going, keeping our eyes on the prize, man. That's it. That's all.
Yes, it's all a part of the course.
You had skipped 13.
Oh, 13. Okay, so lucky. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended.
So verse 12 says what? That Yahweh Shah grabbed him up to do a work so that he can get the reward for it. So verse 13, he said, look, I ain't there yet. None of us is there yet, man. Right? So we can't count ourselves as if we got the reward already. Go ahead.
It says, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind.
To hell with what was yesterday and everything that's behind that, man. If we said forget yesterday, how much more next week? How much more so last year? How much more 10 year, 12, however long, man?
Yeah.
To hell with all that shit, man.
Fuck it all.
Because if I'm not thinking about what I did yesterday, why the fuck am I thinking about some, Forgetting those things that's behind. So it's the same thing. To go back to the title lesson, man. There's always room for improvement. So yeah, I fucked up. Yeah, I got distracted. Yeah, I wandered out of the way. Yeah, I stumbled. It says a just man falls 7 times. What did he do? He picked himself up again, man.
But a wicked man falleth into mischief.
So we can, have a hope within ourselves. Man, I ain't wicked. So what should we be doing, man?
Love the Lord.
There's always room for improvement, man. So to hell with yesterday. What are we doing today? You got it, bro.
Forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before.
Exactly, man. What I'm doing today and each day moving forward. You see? Go ahead.
Verse 14, I press toward the mark of the prize of the high calling of Yahweh in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Let us, therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded.
This should be our mentality. Thus minded, pressing toward the mark. To hell with what was yesterday and reaching forth to what's in front of us, man. You see? This is the mentality we should have. Go ahead.
And if in anything ye be otherwise minded, Yahweh shall reveal even this unto you.
So if this ain't your mentality, may Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh shall manifest this mentality within you, man.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Because this is
go ahead, Salaki.
No, you got it, bro.
It might have to come through a cuss out.
Yep.
Might have to get cussed out by some brothers to get you right back on the right. And it's the spirit of the Lord, really. And then that gives you that mentality, and now you're moving in the right direction because you got distracted. The shit happens, man. All right, the shit happens, and that may be just what you need. It says that his neighbor come and search at them in the book of Proverbs. All right.
Nah, it just shows us.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
No, that was it on that.
Okay.
You want to say something about?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Hey, can you grab Acts 12?
Read that again?
Can you grab?
Oh,
No. You want him to read that again?
Nah, it was something I was about to say, but
Acts 12 and
I had that Acts 15.
24. He gonna read this and then you hit that Bible shot.
Right,
Acts chapter 12 and verse 24. But the word of Yahweh grew and multiplied. And Barnabas and Saul returned from Jerusalem.
With Saul being Paul, right?
When they had fulfilled their ministry, they took with them John, whose surname was Mark.
Right. So here it is during the works that Paul and Barnabas were doing. Mark, right? John, whose surname was Mark, he was there with him, right? So he there laboring, he there, dealing. Can you read that for me out? The 15?
This is Acts 15 and 36. It says, and some days after Paul said unto Barnabas, let us go again and visit our brethren in every city where we have preached the word of the Lord and see how they do.
Right. So here it is. Paul, Barnabas, and Mark, or John, whose surname was Mark, they went to the different quote unquote Gentile churches, the Israelite foreigners, taught the brothers the word, then they came back to Jerusalem, man. You see? So now this is the spirit on Paul, like, hey, let's go back and revisit all these places that we was at, right?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Verse 37, it says, and Barnabas determined to take with them John, whose surname was Mark.
Because he went with them last time, right? So Barnabas like, look, hey, we finna go get Mark, and he finna rock with us like last time. Go ahead.
But Paul thought not good to take him with them, who departed from them from Pamphylia, and went not with them to the work.
Right. So whatever the reason Mark had, he left from the work, from doing the work with Paul and Barnabas, and he went to go do whatever he had to do. And Paul was blue at that. He like, nah, bro, he ain't coming with us, man. Can you read the next verse?
Verse 39, it says, and the contention was so sharp between
Meaning
them.
it was a big deal, man. Barnabas like, nah, let's bring him. Paul's like, no, bro, he's not going, bro.
Disagreement.
Because whatever reason that Mark had, Paul wasn't dealing with it. Go ahead.
And the contention was so sharp between them that they departed asunder, one from the other. And so Barnabas took Mark and sailed unto Cyprus.
Right. And then when you read the next verse, Paul ended up taking Silas. But the point being is that Paul felt like Mark, whatever his excuse was, he wasn't rocking with it, man. But then can you jump over to 2 Timothy 4, start at 10, Bible Shah?
2 Timothy 4 and 10, it says, for Demas have forsaken me.
So Demas was a guy that was a part of the ministry as well. But it said he forsook it. So he went back into the world, man. Go ahead.
Having loved this present world.
And we don't want to be that example. Because we can read about Demas being with Paul and them doing works, man. And then all of a sudden he went back into the world. Because he loved that Roman life. Because Rome was the ruler of the,
He didn't count all things dumb.
Exactly. That's like today, Jake loving this Babylonian culture today, man. But go ahead.
He says, you got to deny yourself and bear your cross daily. That word deny is to lose sight of one's own interests, man.
Yep.
You may have a certain perspective of how your life is supposed to be at this particular age that you're in, and it is completely different than what you expected. But the Lord got you where He got you, man. You just deal with it and make sure that we just focus on pushing His word, man. This shit coming to an end. What you worry about?
It says, and is departed unto Thessalonica, Crescens to Galatia, Titus unto Dalmatia.
Mm-hmm. So these is men that departed from Paul, man. Go ahead.
Back into the Greek cities.
And it says, only Luke is with me. Take Mark and bring me with thee.
So I'll read that again.
It says, only Luke is with me. Take Mark and bring him with thee, for he is profitable to me for the ministry.
At one point, he wasn't dealing with Mark. But then he like, nah, bro, Mark is profitable to me, man. So there's always, I'm reading this to show that there's always room for improvement, man.
Yeah.
He's seen the growth in Mark.
The potential.
To where it's like he scratched his prior, that prior feeling that he had towards him.
Yep. That's all we need in there. Can you jump to Philemon, brother?
Verse 10.
Let's start at 1. Let's just power through it.
This is Philemon 1:1. Paul, a prisoner of Yahushua Mashiach, and Timotheus, our brother, unto Philemon, our dearly beloved and fellow laborer, and to our beloved Apphia and Archippus, our fellow soldier, and to the church in thy house.
And that's a current thing. That's a side note. People ask, well, where's your building? And where's this? Where's that? Our forefathers, man, going back into the time of Rome, the church was in their particular houses, man. You see? It's the same thing we got today, man. You got brothers' houses where we, go and gather to, man. So we're following the same mold that our righteous forefathers followed, man. But go ahead, bro.
It says, and to our beloved Apphia and Archippus, our fellow soldier, we soldiers, man, and to the church in thy house, grace to you and peace from our power, our Father, and the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. I thank my power, making mention of thee always in my prayers, hearing of thy love and faith, which thou hast toward the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and toward all saints, that the communication of thy faith may become effectual by the acknowledging of every good thing which is in you, in Mashiach Yahweh Shai.
Right, because that was refreshing, man. You know, also in the book of John, man, John wrote, and he said, man, I have no greater joy than to hear that my children walk in faith.
Right.
Roughly paraphrasing that precept, man.
Yeah.
You know, so if John can have that type of joy towards the people he taught, how much more Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai into us? It says what? When one sinner repents, there's a great joy in heaven. And I like to bring out a Proverbs, I believe it's the 22nd chapter, but King Solomon wrote, and he said, bro, my heart will rejoice if thou art wise, if you walk prudently. And Solomon is our Lord Yahweh Shai. So if we're walking wisely through his instructions that he's gave us, bro, the Heavenly Father through Yahweh Shai is pleased with us, man. They are rejoicing that we're walking in truth, that we're doing these things. And it's the same thing, right? When you know, I can say what the apostles feel, you know. Just imagine the joy the apostles feel looking at the fruit, the men, and it's like, man, they teaching properly. These brothers, you know, they guiding the flock.
What was that Apostle Ramla said one time? He's like, man, these brothers, they believe.
When he visited him and Elder Menatazak, they had visited Chicago, man. It had to be
2016.
Yeah, 2016. I don't think it was 15. It was around there. It was 15, 16, 17. It was around there, man. You know? And Elder Menatazak and Apostle Ramla, man, we in Chicago, bro, in the midst of all these brothers, they embracing each other. And the only thing because I'm watching them, man, you know, I remember them saying, you know, we watching y'all brothers. And I'm thinking in my mind and shit, as you watching us, I'm watching y'all. Like, you know, because it says mark the perfect man. Like, you know, these are our teachers, man. But anyway, so I'm watching them, man, and I'm like, bro, these is men who've been around each other for 20 plus years. Like, these men been laboring together for how long, bro? And they embracing each other, they hugging each other, they rejoicing. And I heard Apostle, I forgot who said it. It was either Elder Bishop Menatazak or it was Apostle Ramla. I forgot who said it to who. But they said, you see these brothers, they believe. They believe. They was rejoicing in our faith, man. And that's what Paul wrote. Paul wrote and said that you are my rejoicing in the Lord. And I have a small, you know, being a so-called camp head or a leader, there's brothers who I've seen stand on the other side of the line, brothers who I've seen mature, brothers who I've seen grow within this faith, man. You know? So I got a small inkling or a small, you know, example of that, for lack of a better word, man. So there's joy to hear and to see bros walking in the spirit, man.
Have faith.
You know, becoming one with Yahweh Shai, man. That's a beautiful thing to witness, man. So me personally, man, I feel some type of way if Jake is bullshitting the sacrifice that Yahweh Shai put forth, man. You know, you allowing all this outside noise and all this other bullshit to distract you from, bro, look at what Yahweh Shai went through, man. Look at what he suffered, man. Imagine if Yahweh Shai let his family, the noise of his family and all the people distract him from his, we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be able to speak these words, man. It says, consider Yahweh Shai, who real quick, if I could pull that up real quick. Hebrews 12 and 3, it says, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be weary and faint in your minds, man. So it says, consider Yahweh Shai and what he went through, man. And we could use him as strength. We can draw strength from what Yahweh Shai went through, man.
Yeah.
It says, consider him in the contradiction of sinners that came against him and what he suffered, man.
He didn't go through that for us to give up over some bullshit. Fuck that. We are more than conquerors. The brother quoted it earlier, man. We conquer shit, man. That's just, if we just sons of the power, then we can't, man. If we Jacob, if we Yasharala, I ain't letting go till I get my blessing. It says, fight the good fight of faith, lay hold onto eternal life, man. Jacob was uncomfortable as fuck fighting that angel. His hip was out of pocket.
Yep.
And he continued to hold on. The angel was like, bro, like, come on, bro. It's about to, it's about to break day. Like, sun's finna come up, man. Let go of me. Your legs out. He's like, I'm not letting go, man, till I get my blessing. All right. And that's when his name was changed from Jacob to Israel, man. That's what made him a prince of the power. That's how he got that. He earned that name. We gotta earn. Hey, the apostle said it. He did the video. Just because you know that you're Israelite, don't mean that you are the elect.
Right.
It's a we gotta put on as the elect.
We can't let go, man. Like you just talked about Jacob. We can't let go. No matter how uncomfortable it gets.
Yeah.
We can't let go, man. You got it up.
Philemon 1:6, it says that the communication of thy faith may become effectual by the acknowledging of every good thing which is in you in Mashiach Yahushai. For we have great joy and consolation in thy love, because the bowels of the saints are refreshed by thee, brother.
You see? It says the bowels, the minds of the saints are being refreshed by Philemon. And that should be each and every last one of us, man. We should be there to refresh each other, man. We should be there to strengthen each other. Keep in mind what Yahushua said. When you done it unto the least of these little ones, you have done it unto me. So if we get caught up with this outside noise and we distracted through all this bullshit that's out here, then that mean what? We not doing the things that we supposed to be doing towards Yahushua, man. You got it though.
It says, verse 7, for we have great joy and consolation in thy love, because the bowels of the saints are refreshed by thee, brother. Wherefore, though I might be much bold in Mashiach Yahushai to enjoin thee that which is convenient, yet for love's sake I rather beseech thee, being such an one as Paul the aged, and now as a prisoner of Yahushai Mashiach, I beseech thee for my son Onesimus, whom I have begotten in my bonds, which in time past was to thee unprofitable, but now profitable to thee and to me.
You see? So at one point, Onesimus, man, he wasn't profitable, man. But then what happened? He improved. And now Paul himself is writing his letter to Philemon to let him know, like, look, he was on some bullshit at one point, but nah, man, he corrected himself. He corrected himself. So these are examples for us. Romans 15:4. The things that are written aforetime are written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So there's always room for improvement until the time is up. See, but right now we still got time, man. I'm thinking of that, man. I got time today, but go ahead.
Verse 12, it says, whom I have sent again, thou therefore receive him, that is mine own bowels, whom I would have retained with me, that in thy stead he might have ministered unto me in the bonds of the gospel. But without thy mind I would do nothing, that thy benefit should not be as it were of necessity, but willingly.
Right.
Pass you first.
Willingly. So like, a free will offering, man. That's why it says that the Most High loveth the cheerful giver, man. So not that it's you being forced to do it, but that you willingly doing it, man. Go ahead.
For perhaps he therefore departed for a season, that thou shouldest receive him forever.
Right. So, we could end it there, man. And Paul saying, look, he departed from you because Onesimus was a servant unto Philemon. So he was like, he departed unto you just so he can get right, man. And then come back so he can be right, So certain things we go through, man, we go through certain things, man, so we can gain that experience, so we can actually understand that, damn, that's where I went wrong. That's where I fucked up, So now we can be better, And it says what? To be received of him forever. Let's apply that to our Lord Yahushua. Because Onesimus was the servant and Philemon was the master. Well, Yahushua is our master. So at one point we probably ran away. At one point we was probably unprofitable. At one point we was doing this, that, and the third. But it was needful for us to go through those things so we could see our faults. You see?
It's a journey, man.
So that we can better ourselves and realize, man, no, I've been fucking up. So that now we can be received of Yahweh Shah forever, man. You know, so I don't know if you brothers got closing precepts or statements, you know?
While I was holding this earlier, I'll just get it real quick. Matthew 16:25, it says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? All right. So here it is. You got, you know, if you're trying to save your life, you're trying to please everybody around you, and you know what I'm saying, you're gonna make your own self miserable trying to please, you know, everybody, your wife, your kids, your family, your friends. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't please them, man. We got to be pleasing Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's who we should be trying to please. And you know, you got people that's trying to save their life, man. The Lord could take everything you trying to hold on to. The Lord can snatch that away from you. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well just put it all on the altar, man. Now, you know what I'm saying? You know, because it's all about serving the Lord, man. That's it, man.
I got one for you, just to back you up what you said. Galatians 1:10. For do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please the men, I should not be the servant of Yahweh Shah.
Damn. That's cut. That's a cut right there, man. Trying to please the people of this world. Hey, you can't serve the Lord in this world, man. It's one or the other, man. It ain't no trying to make everybody happy. We try to make the Lord happy so that we can make it into the kingdom, man. And then this shit, your family, everybody else gonna be happy because you did what you had to do, you know. But
Sure Noah's wife was happy when she wasn't getting rained on.
Yeah. You know, they was happy as hell when he was in the ark.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Hey, so the Wadi Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you know, for allowing us to put forth this lesson, Lord, we hope it was edifying, encouraging, and exhorting through the Spirit. We're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Chakadash. Double honors to our apostles and other bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all you brothers who preaching the gospel in truth and in sincerity, always in charity. You few sisters that's listening and learning in silence as well. We're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Kwame Shala. Damn.